Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I guess this is a little bit of a different view. I decided I would try showing myself again. Come here, Chase. Come here, Chase. Oh, here's my baby Chase. Oh, wow. He says, help. Big boy. Yes, you are a big boy. Oh, such a big boy. Oh. Do you want to show yourself? You don't want to show yourself on the camera? Oh, I guess not. That's not gonna work. Oh my goodness, guys. I don't know if I'm gonna post this or not. Anyway, I took some notes and I thought maybe we could try doing a hashtag challenge. I thought maybe we could do a sort of a get to know me type of video. For starters, I'm in Santa Cruz, California, and I'm originally from Oklahoma, born there and lived there until I was about 9 years old. So I've moved a lot. Chase wants to play ball. Don't you, Chase? I'll play with you in just a minute, okay? Anyway, so I think the first question would be, where are you from? And like I said, I'm from Santa Cruz. And while we're speaking about locations, I thought it would be fun to find out where have you taken your doll? So like, where have you traveled with your doll? Let me know. So I would have to say I haven't really even had a chance to travel anywhere with my dolls because I literally started collecting my BJDs like 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago now. And so as you know, that was during the pandemic, and so we couldn't go anywhere. That's probably one of the reasons I actually started in getting into the hobby. I was able to actually have time to do it because I had loved these BJD dolls for a long time. I had noticed them years ago. It was ball jointed dolls back then, and you know, I was actually making some dolls, not really dolls, I was making some fairy sculptures out of polymer clay back then, and I was selling those on eBay, and I think they were listed as OOAK fairies, one-of-a-kind fairies. And I wish I had something to show you guys, but I don't even know what I did with the photos because that was like 10-15 years ago probably, and I sold all the ones that I made. So but it was back then, and it was probably right around the time that BJDs got started or were being made. And I think I was searching through, you know, looking through eBay under OOAK dolls or fairies or something, and ended up coming across BJDs. And it was probably ones that somebody had customized, and they were listed as OOAK fairies. And that was really when I think I discovered BJDs. But back then I was not in a financial situation that I could collect them or even purchase one. And I was like shocked at the prices, as you guys know how that can be. But anyway, that said, let's move on to the next question. First doll. Okay, what was your first doll? When I was a child, I actually collected Barbies, and I still have every Barbie I ever owned. Let me show you my very first Barbie, which I still have, and she is a little worse for wear. This is the Malibu Barbie, and she was tan skin. I still have her original swimsuit. Let me see if I can give you guys a closer look. So I'm coming around behind the camera right now, guys, to give you a little look at her. This was my very first doll. She's the one that started the whole doll collecting, and I will always love her. As you can see, she needs a good bath for one, and her toes, her fingers are a little chewed up. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to fix that. I really don't want to replace her arms since this is her original everything. And their hair was made out of something back then that didn't tangle at all. I mean, look at this. It almost looks like real hair. I honestly don't know what the hair was made of back then, but I think she was labeled 1960 something. Let's see if we can tell. Oh, it's probably on her butt cheek. Well, that's okay. But anyway, if you guys collect Barbies, you probably know what year she was made. But that's my Malibu Barbie. First doll I ever owned. I made the little headband for her. She was a hippie girl. So yeah, let's move on to the next question, but I'd love to know what your first doll was. And, okay, so we talked about what sparked my interest in getting into the BJD hobby, and that was when I discovered them back years ago on eBay. Since then, I went through a marriage, having two kids, and a divorce, unfortunately. Well, I ended up getting divorced about 6 years ago. But yeah, so just a little back history on me. So I'm a single mom. My daughter, Caitlin, just graduated from high school, and my son will be a senior starting next week. I can't believe school starts already. Summer is over, guys. Can you believe it? So yeah, I can't believe summer is over and my son is going to be a senior and he's going to graduate next year. My daughter's going to be off to college this month, that's another hard thing for me because she is going to be here one more week before she moves off to college, and then she's out of the house. I have my kids every other week, so that's why sometimes you'll see I go for a while without posting any videos, and then other times you'll see I post quite often. And lately I've been posting quite often because this summer I had the kids for like 3 weeks, and then my ex had the kids for 3 weeks, and this is about the end of his 3 weeks. So if you look back at my previous videos, you'll see that I've been posting quite often for the last 3 weeks, and that's because he has the kids. But anyway, school's going to be starting again next week, and schedules will be changing. Hopefully I will be able to get more videos up. I'm trying, I don't know if I'll be able to do this, but I've made a goal for myself to try and post one new video a day. Something doll related. One video a day every day this month. So this will be the third. Today is August 3rd, and this will be the third video for the month. So far so good, but we're only 3 days in, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah, let's move on to the next question. Do you collect anything else besides BJDs? So this is kind of, no, Chase, I hope he just bumped the tripod. So this is not necessarily a BJD hashtag, it's more of a doll hashtag. So I collect BJDs, and as you see, I've also started collecting smart dolls. I do collect other figures as well. I just got my very first A-Zone doll. This is Ren Shima from Yuru Camp, and she's on a Pure Nemo body. Her unboxing was done yesterday or the day before, and if these are still in frame after Chase bumped the tripod, as you can see, I do collect some celebrity or character figures. I've got my Johnny Depp over here, Mad Hatter, Edward Scissorhands, and Pirates of the Caribbean. Um, and I can share some of those with you guys later if you want. I have a whole collection of figures. As you can see, I like The Walking Dead, so I've got some figures, McFarlane's figures of Glenn and Daryl. What else? Oh, I put her here because I was going to show you guys my one and only Angelphilia that I have. I got her secondhand, and she's one of the ones, let me give you a closer look. So, okay, and I can also kind of see what's still in frame. So this Angelphilia is one of the ones that has the little tongue sticking out. So I like to, do photos of her with like candy, like sucking a lollipop or something. But I'm thinking about making a mask for her so that she's not always hanging her tongue out. So if I could just put a mask over her face, and she'd be able to participate in some normal photos as well with my other dollies. What else? And yeah, it feels weird being behind the camera again, or not behind, in front of the camera again, because as you guys know, I never show myself. Actually, I did show myself when I very, very first started the BJD channel. So when I got my very first BJD, I think the first 2 or 3 videos I did show myself, and I unboxed them in front of the camera like this. But after that, I just started doing like, behind the scene, or not behind the scenes, but behind the camera footage, and I just went with it because you guys get a closer view of what I'm looking at. I can give you a close-up of what I'm unboxing, and it seemed like you could just see everything better. But yeah, I thought I would do this so that you guys could see me again, and it's nice to kind of connect with people like that, with your viewers, because I do watch a lot of other BJD channels, and you guys show your faces, and I thought, I just need to do it again. So anyway, let's go on with the next question. And I know I'm babbling a lot in between questions, so down in the description I will list the questions, and you guys don't have to go into so much detail when you do your videos. You can just run through the questions if you want and answer them and do nothing else, or you can chit chat. Let me know if you guys like this. Let me know if you actually like a dolly talk kind of video, because maybe I'll do this more often and we can just chit chat, and I can kind of talk about dolly stuff. So let's see, how long have you been collecting? That would be one of the questions, and I'll put them in a more cohesive order in the description so that you guys can follow them more easily. But I already mentioned that I started collecting the BJDs about 2 years ago. But if we go back to when I started collecting dolls, I can't even remember. I mean, I was a kid, and I've still got all my Barbies. I still collect Barbies, guys. I still buy them every now and then. So that's another thing. If you guys are interested in seeing any of my vintage Barbies or Barbies that I still collect, let me know, because I could share those in another video. Oh, I forgot to mention in the question where I asked if you collected any other types of dolls, I do collect Pulips and Blythes as well. So if you guys have been following my channel, you probably saw some of those unboxings too already. What else? I'm trying to think if there's any other dolls that I left out. Some Playline dolls I do collect. I caved and I started getting into the Rainbow High, and I got all of the Shadow High series, which I've got Let me grab one. If you guys haven't seen those, I'm sure you have, but if you only are into BJDs, you may not have seen them. But like this one right here, Heather Grayson, I would have to say she's my favorite from the Shadow High series. And I got all of the Shadow Highs, and then I've gotten a couple of the other ones. I actually just purchased, I actually just ordered Delilah from Amazon, so I'm hoping she arrives tomorrow probably, so you'll probably see an unboxing on her. Let's see what else. And this video is probably, it's definitely going to be edited because I have to keep pausing to read my notes. Oh, so getting back to where you've traveled with your dolls. I don't think I went into much more detail than that. I haven't traveled with my dolls. But, so if anybody hasn't been able to travel with your dolls, let me know where you would like to travel with your dolls. One thing that I would love to do with mine would be to attend a meet and greet or a convention, because I haven't had a chance to do either of those. And of course, if I take a road trip, I would love to take my dolls with me on that. I'm hoping I can get back to Oklahoma to visit my parents maybe next month. I don't know if it's going to happen, but there is I think it's the Modern Doll Convention that's going to be in Oklahoma City next month, and I think that would be awesome if I could actually time it just right so that I could go visit my family, because they live in Oklahoma City. If I could go visit my family and make it to the Modern Doll Convention, that would be cool, because I think Muñecas, Popes, and Dolls is going to be there, and I don't know if any other YouTubers will be there, but if you are, let me know. Give me more incentive to try to make it, right? So yeah, so I would love to just, take my dollies with me on a road trip, or if I go to Oklahoma to visit family, meet and greets, conventions. I'm hoping that that happens in the near future. What else? Let's see. Oh, and I have taken my dolls on little hikes before, my MSDs, because they're much easier to travel with or to carry with me. I did take a couple of my MSDs with me when I went for a little hike one time, and took some pictures of them out in nature amongst the trees, and then I have taken them to the beach. I know the sun isn't good for them, but I kept them in my bag, and then I took them out just long enough to take some photos by the beach. I have taken them to work with me. They've stowed away in my bag, and I've taken them to work with me. I work at a yarn shop, so that's been kind of fun. Of course, my coworkers thought I was kind of crazy usually I work by myself, but if I did overlap with a coworker and I happened to let them know that I brought a doll, I'm sure they thought I was crazy. But anyway, have any of you guys taken your dolls to work with you? Let me know down in the comments. Pets. So you guys, okay, do you have pets? Like I said, this video is all over the place, and I'm just kind of going through my notes, so I will definitely post everything. All the questions are going to be in the description, so you guys can just copy them and paste them, and then just follow that. But do you have pets? I have 2 dogs. Have my Chase, Chase. He's a cattle dog, and I have a Chihuahua. They're both rescue dogs that we got from the SPCA. We have a mouse right now, which is, my daughter wanted a mouse, but I guess she's going to be mine now, since Caitlin's going to be off to college in a couple of weeks. We did have a chinchilla, which sadly he just passed away like last month, and we had him for about 10 years. So rest in peace, Chili. But other than that, 2 dogs and a mouse right now. So let me know if you guys have pets. Okay, so do you collect anything other than dolls? So other than dolls, I do collect K-pop albums. I know, crazy. I collect K-pop albums and photo cards. I collect yarn because I'm an avid knitter. So I've probably got more yarn than I will ever be able to knit in my lifetime. But yeah, so yarn. And I work at a yarn shop, so that doesn't help. And books. I've got more books than I will ever be able to read. I probably need to go through those and weed some out. And I've just started reading some manga. Or collecting, not really collecting. I've got a couple of manga books. Got the first episode, or what would you call it? Number 1 of Tokyo Ghoul. I should actually make a doll that's based on him, you know, with a red eye and a patch, and we'll see. I've kind of thought about making one of my dolls into a Tokyo Ghoul character. But let's see what else. Any other hobbies? Do you guys have any other hobbies besides dolls? So I would have to say knitting and diamond painting. I do diamond paintings. Let me grab one. I have my very first diamond painting was a J-Hope BTS diamond painting, and ever since I did that, I've been hooked. I've gotten into diamond painting so much that I have several that need to be done. I've done like Alice in Wonderland themed ones. I've got, yeah, hang on, let me get the J-Hope one. All right, guys, this is the very first diamond painting that I ever completed, and it is J-Hope. And I have a whole channel, guys. I have a whole channel where I share my diamond paintings, and I do whip and chats while I'm working on them. I do diamond painting unboxings. So what you do, let me see if I can show you guys a really close up. You place each bead, or they're not really beads, they're called drills. You place each drill individually, and where you see all the different colors, that is considered confetti heavy. And that takes forever. I think it takes me about a month, at least a month, to do one of these paintings. You can multi-place if there are several of the same color in a row. Like, you can see all the different shades here. So most of this was just placed one at a time, but if there's like several in a row, they have what they call multi-placers, and you can actually pick up like 3 or 4 at a time and place them. So that's what I did on some of the black background. I was able to place like maybe 3 at a time. But yeah, I have done, I don't know how many I've done actually. So I take that back. I would have to count. But yeah, so that's the diamond painting. I'll share that. So yeah, I do diamond paintings. I do my knitting. Let me get one more thing to show you guys what I knit. All right, so this is the most recent thing that I knit, and it was a dress for my new pigeon doll. This is my most recent, well, one of my most recent BJDs that I've received. And I actually knit this dress for her. I'll show you guys. It fits her like a glove. So I've been knitting for probably about 16 years. And I actually design I've done some knitwear designing for some yarn companies and some knitting magazines. So I've actually written patterns for human clothes, human accessories and such. And they've been published in some knitting magazines and for yarn companies. But then I just decided I would start trying to do some for the dollies. And I really love this dress on her. I figured that the purple and green really went well with her red hair. So yeah, so I would have to say knitting is another hobby of mine. And pottery. So guys, okay. I also make pottery. I have a potter's wheel and I have a kiln. So let me show you a couple of things that I've made out of pottery. Watch out, Chase. Watch out, Chase. All right, so these are a couple of things that I've done. This tumbler, and I actually used chicken wire to create the design, the pattern. I pressed the chicken wire into the clay. And I've got my little logo here. Chase, you are bumping the tripod again, son. Hang on, guys. Chase, move, honey. Sorry about that. So yeah, I've got my little symbol that I put on everything, and it is, if you can see it, it's like a C and a M. But I kind of liked it because it was sort of like a crescent moon and the mountains. The M is like a mountain. So I've got that. Here's another one I did with chicken wire. And you can see I put my little logo on it, stamped it. I made the stamp myself too. But yeah, I've done plates, I've done mugs, cups, and I'm trying to get the scale right for dolly sized items. And here's another one that I created. And with this one, I pressed some, it's hard to see, but I did press some like leaf designs into the clay. And then I just, I randomly create different handles sometimes. So I try to make things look, I love making unique items. Just try to make everything unique. So yeah. That's my pottery, and I've got a lot more that I just, my cabinets are full of pottery. So I collect other, let me sit down again. So I collect other potters' work as well as making pottery myself. So yeah, so I guess pottery, diamond painting, knitting, collecting dolls, and I just started trying to sculpt a doll head myself. I'll be right back. All right, guys, do not laugh, but I'm going to show you a head that I've been working on. He looks a little, I don't know, I think it's the eyes right now that are making him look kind of, I don't know. Just, don't laugh, guys. But this is like one of my first attempts at sculpting a head with clay. And I think if his eyes were smaller, if the eyes that I put in there were smaller, he would look better. But go easy on me, guys, because this is the very first attempt and he's gonna need some tweaking, maybe. Or I don't know, or I may just start on another one and put him aside for a little while. He still needs ears. And I'm keeping him in plastic right now to cut. And yes, I do have a bottle cap for the neck, to hold the neck hole open, and I will still have to cut his head open. And I've got stuff inside of his head to keep it hollow. So yeah. I am just kind of winging it, guys. And I'm keeping him, he's paper, I think you could call this paper clay. And I'm keeping him in plastic to keep him from getting completely hardened out, so that if I want to, it'll be easier to cut him open and make a head cap. He's going back in the bag for now. And it'll be easier, see it's still kind of damp, it'll be easier to kind of tweak some of the features a little more. But yeah, it's he's about an SD size. All right, I will be back again. All right, guys. So have you guys made anything for your dolls? So if any of you are crafty out there and you actually make things for dolls, I would love to know about it. Feel free to post in the comments if you want a link, or well, I guess you can't really put links in the comments, but if you guys have YouTube channels or Etsy shops or anything, and you are a maker for dolls, feel free to advertise in the comments below. And if anybody watching this wants to look for other dolly creators, you can check out the comments below and see if anybody has posted anything. I have occasionally taken commissions for knitting, for dolly knitting. Alright guys, I'm going to make this quick because my camera actually just cut off because it totally ran out of space, and I had to pause and go in and delete a bunch of videos so that I could continue filming. And I can't remember exactly where we were, but I think I was saying if you have a shop where you create things for dolls, or if you have a YouTube channel, feel free to put that in the comments so that other people can come and find you. So I just thought it would be nice to spread the love and help each other's channels and businesses grow. So that would be fun. And I'll definitely be checking out anybody that posts links down below. Or not links, but tell me about you if you do have a shop or a YouTube channel. So yeah, I think I mentioned that I have taken a few commissions lately for dolly knits. I'm kind of rethinking doing that because it's very time consuming when I knit. It takes hours. That plus the cost of the yarn itself can get really pricey, and like the yarn I used for this girl, the yarn I used for this dress cost about, I think it was like $18 a skein, and I can get about 4 dresses out of one ball of yarn with this yarn. But the dress took hours. I mean, it takes hours to knit. I use really thin yarn usually when I go for the dolly knits. So yeah, I really haven't been paying myself for the knitting. With the price of the yarn and then the shipping and the hours it takes to actually knit something like this, I love doing it, but I'm kind of rethinking doing the commissions or taking the commissions. But if you guys ever feel like there's something you want, feel free to DM me on Instagram and I'll consider it. It just depends on what it is. But yeah, I've thought about maybe just doing a few things that I want to do and then putting those up for sale instead of custom things, because the customs are so much more difficult and time consuming. But like I said, I have done a few in the past, so if there is anything you're ever looking for, don't be scared to ask, because it never hurts to ask, right? And I will consider it. Let me put this girl back down, and I think we're gonna go ahead and end. Let me see if there was anything else on the list. I think that's about it, guys. Yeah. So that's kind of a get to know me. I think there's been other get to know me hashtags out there, but I just kind of figured maybe I had some new questions that we could do and get to know each other a little better. Anyway, I figured it would be a good way for us to get to know each other. You guys can respond. If you don't want to do the hashtag, you can respond to the questions in the comments below and let me know the answers to your questions. But if you're brave enough, I challenge you guys to do this and to make a video, show yourself like I am, and answer the questions. And maybe tag somebody and pass it on. So yeah, we can spread the love and help each other's channels grow. I am going to tag 3 people, and I will let them know. I'll send them messages on Instagram tonight and let them know that I did this. But these 3 people are friends of mine that I met when I very first started collecting my BJDs and got into the hobby. And I know 2 of them at least have YouTube channels, and the other one I think has a YouTube channel, but they are not posting anything on it yet. So maybe this can be their first video, their first Dolly video. So I am gonna tag Kohaku Creates, Crack Up Madness, and Academy of Oz. So guys, are you up for the challenge? Yeah, these 3 people are some of my very besties since the beginning of my whole Dolly journey, and I love you guys. And if anybody else wants to participate, feel free to do so. Just link to this video in your description, and yeah, so we can get to know each other better and keep this hobby alive. All right, guys, I love you guys, and as I always say in my videos, let me see if I can get my bestie Sebastian to wave here, and we're gonna say bye, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in the next video. Have a great day. Bye, guys. Bloopers, guys. Between me and my viewers, or